any views, any scripts I'm trying to talk about, any bookings I'm trying to give out is no reflection on the WWE superstar's actual life. I don't think that Jade or Bianca is jealous in real life of each other. I heard somebody saying a story the other day of them being real life heat between them two. And I hate when people give off these things. Someone in the WWE told me, listen, if you ain't going to cite your source, shut up, man, because I hate that fact they do this with women all the time, putting them against each other. In wrestling terms, though, it's a thing of beauty because it's the age-old thing for a storyline. But in real life, I don't like when they do that because start creating things that don't need to be there. And I don't like these fake stories and stuff like that. Why I try not to read them. But I saw a video of it, so heard them talking about that. But I had already done this thumbnail already, so it's kind of crazy. You see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to say this. The age-old thing between Jade and Bianca. Now, for me, I could easily do a booking video on how to make them the greatest women's tag team champions of all time. They currently have the belt, but nobody cares. And I did care, and I still care about them as champions. But if anyone saw my reaction to Clash at the Castle, I was mortified. It was completely, absolutely abhorrent what happened to them. They lost their titles to Alba Foot and Dust Till Dawn. Yeah? Not because I don't like that tag team. I mean, I don't care for them too much. I like them on NXT. But they had no credibility on the main roster. These two were built-up superstars. They had listen, there's a couple of things I don't need to tell you when it comes to these two. Super athletes. The way they look. Everything. They're great. On the mic, yeah, they got that as well. I think Bianca, I think they could both probably do a bit more work on the mic. But listen, they've got it, and they've got it. Airport test, you know, with these two already. You see these two, something's going on. They're from somewhere. They're doing great things somewhere. Yeah, you get it. How do we get these two ladies who, not in terms of personality, but in terms of their trajectory in the WWE and in the wrestling business, who are so similar when it comes to the powerhouse? What would they call it in? They would call it, I don't know, beautiful. I don't know, like strong and sexy, or whatever you would call it. Athleticism. They've got it, and they've got it. You know, Bianca comes from the athletic background. Jade Cargill comes from the basketball background and being a personal trainer. They've got it. How do you split them apart? I'm not calling for a split up right now. But what I am saying, we're going into WrestleMania season, and we have what? We're in November at the moment. Royal Rumble's in January, and then WrestleMania's April. Say 5 months, 6 months in it. We can build something great here. And what I propose they do is use the jealousy angle on these two, simply because it's already written in the stars. Like, there would be a reason for one of them to be jealous of the other one, and what the reason wouldn't be how they look and how athletic they are, because there's nothing to be jealous of. They've both got that. So you have to use other tangibles, and I think there are tangibles. Bianca's been in the business longer than Jade in terms of being on top. Obviously, Jade had her first try in WWE, then left, then went, AEW and done all the stuff over there. TBS champion, unbeaten and however long. But obviously, Bianca, Royal Rumble winner, WrestleMania win, WWE Raw Women's Championship. She's WWE Tag Team Champion. She's done it. And I propose that we start planting the seeds for a bit of jealousy creeping in. Now, my first thought, and just before this video, was there's two ways we could do this where it can manifest itself. We have the Women's United States Championship tournament. Now, I was thinking about this way, but also I'm thinking, I feel like, especially Bianca, the trajectory is to go back towards the main two championships, and there's two of them. So women's, obviously at the moment, they're on opposite sides of the tournament. So whoever wins their match, they go through to the triple threat match. Bianca's is Bianca, Chelsea Green, and Blair Davenport on her side. Bayley's already advanced into the triple threat. And then I think, if I'm correct, he doesn't go into a triple threat, he goes into a singles match. So Bayley's advanced already. Bianca would have to beat Chelsea and Blair Davenport. Jade Cargill would have to beat Michin and Piper Niven. And then there's another one, which is Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Elektra Lopez. For me, I'm going Naomi for the win to advance. I'm going Chelsea Green to advance. Bayley's already advanced, and then I'll probably go Jade Cargill. So you could plant it in there and have the jealousy seep out the fact that one of them end up winning the title, which I'm going to go on this one, Jade to be the jealous one for the purpose of storylines. So Jade could lose her match. Bianca could advance in the tournament. Then Bianca's got 2 titles. I thought about that. It was where I was going. Now I've got other thoughts of the Royal Rumble, and I think this is where. So they're already being pit against each other by heel tag teams. Like, I can't remember who said something about them in the ring not long ago, but they kind of alluded to the fact that, there's a rift there between them. Bianca Belair has a lot to go off in this company. She was the face of 2K with Rhea Ripley, depending on which one you brought, but she was the face of 2K. She has a show, entertainment show with Montez, the reality TV show. I would seep in there that she's been cast for, or they don't have to cast her, by the way. I would say that there's a Marvel show or a superhero show coming up, and WWE have put Bianca Belair forward for that role, simply because we all know, looking at Jade, she has to play Storm in it. If she's got the acting chops, of course. But looks-wise, that's Storm, Marvel Storm. So the fact that they could seep in that, there's a director looking at blah, blah, blah so far. They're talking about making this WWE superstar part of a group in a famous because they can't do it because of copyright claim, obviously. Jade would obviously assume that, Storm is coming. I've been talking about this a long time. WWE end up putting Bianca forward. Then we start building up resentment. Then you have Bianca talking about she's the roughest, she's the toughest, and all this stuff. And now she's the best when it comes to acting and all that stuff as well. Then we get the Royal Rumble. And I think this has to be the point where Jade takes out Bianca. She has to. Now, it doesn't have to be a full heel turn, because we've seen tag teams do this numerous occasions, stood the test of time. Maybe Jade does that spot where there's 3 or 4 people trying to get somebody like Nia out. Jade flexes her muscles, picks all of them up. With that, Bianca leads out, because now you've got Bianca, who has all these great things, been the Raw Women's Champion before, Marvel show coming up, blah, blah, blah. And then you got Jade, who she's on the trajectory to be the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Then obviously you have, okay, she's going to back her girl. She's going to do the New Day thing, what they did with Kofi. I'm going to have you back, blah, blah, blah. And then, at WrestleMania, we get whatever the turn is. It can be a full split up. It could be a full turn by Jade once she's won the women's title. She could turn on Bianca, which likelihood is not to happen. But it could be, because she could be like, I don't need you. Like, I've used you for what I wanted. I've rode the coattails. I've sat in the back the whole time and watched you be pushed to the front. Now I've got the title. I don't need you anymore. Or Jade Cargill could make it to WrestleMania in a triple threat match or something like that. She could lose. When Bianca tries to console her, she turns on Bianca. And I think that's the way you do it. I think you plant the seeds early. Don't do it how you're doing it with Kofi and Xavier, because that's terrible. And I love those two. And the New Day, I think the New Day anniversary ceremony is coming up soon. I think it's this week on Raw, which by the time you're seeing this, I don't know when I'm going to put it out. So you're either going to see it tonight or you're going to see it after Raw. I don't like the way that's going. At that point, I don't even know which one I want to check. I wouldn't even turn any of them the way that's going, because it's just so predictable. It's not going to work. But I would build it up. WrestleMania can be the turning point for Jade Cargill. Bianca's cemented already. Jade, they built her up to be the superstar coming in, and then they've kind of let her flounder, and she should never have lost that match. Now, obviously, the other way is, and I'm not trying to book this in detail, I'm just trying to give out a structure of where they could go. The other way is you forget the WrestleMania WWE Women's Championship match, and they just lose the Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania. That way, she blames Bianca for losing the championship. Fair enough, isn't it? I think we should go down that. There's all these other routes you can go down. You can go past WrestleMania. You go Money in the Bank, put both in the match. Jade, instead of helping Bianca or whatever, she just pushes off the ladder, takes the briefcase for herself, and she's missed Money in the Bank for the following year. There's plenty of routes you can go down, but plant the seeds early. Just so you've got B-roll to look back on. Because I said this in the Tiffany video, we know who Bianca Belair is. They actually done a decent job with Bianca Belair. She had documentaries, and Mom and Dad was at WrestleMania. They had vignettes of her on the track and stuff like that. She's obviously got a TV program, so we know the details of her history. We saw her in NXT, whereas Jade, we know about the AEW stuff, but WWE can't use that. So we need to know more about Jade. And if they have it where Jade's always, she's always fought for what she believes. She's used to being the front of the show. You can easily plan that. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I mean, you boys have to comment, like, subscribe, and share.